Yo, I'm a cold man, but I'm feeling the heat. When I get dark, only a demon to me. Figure the basics, treating the beef, let you wanna make moves on deep MCs. See where the peace, feel a peak in the street, so I'ma go hard till I'm reaching my peak. Wait, never been a quitter, so I'm never gonna leave. Addictive is receiving a beat, right? So let me take this slowly. You brothers going hard, but you're not the one and only. Starting again.
Early in the year 2000, a new genre of music was forming in the hearts of the major cities of the UK. The harsh reality of poverty, drugs, and violence had laid a platform for a new underground sound to emerge onto the streets. Grime, an offspring of the booming UK garage scene, mixed the fresh upcoming beats with gritty hip-hop style MCing to create a new sound that had never been heard before. The sounds of breakbeat, jungle and drum and bass reached thousands of listeners through pirate radio stations all over the country. We asked some local MCs their opinion on the journey Grime has taken from the underground scene to the mainstream.
My name's Nat James. I'm a hip hop and grime artist and producer from Manchester, originally from Cambridge, and I'm studying music production as well in Manchester. Grime music, born out of London, East London in 2002, 2003. It merged the genres like the garage music scene, hip hop music scene, but also was influenced by genres such as like drum and bass, dubstep. It even takes from even reggae music. But the main composition of grime music is the fact that it's got fast tempos, it's got heavy bass lines, it's got synths and computer sounds, and that's what really makes grime an innovative thing for listeners as well. There's something unique about the vocal of grime music because it brings the youth of our generation today a voice that they never had before. You know, they were never able to express to, say, listeners outside of where they lived, but now it's progressed through. Some guy makes a track in London, some guy in Scotland can listen to that and say, yeah, I feel that, I can relate to that. So when that happens, it just brings grime as a community of people.
During the early 2000s, garage's popularity as a genre had begun to die down as new genres dubstep and grime began to evolve further away from the original underground sound, picking up aspects of the growing Caribbean dancehall scene. As pioneering figures such as Wiley grew in popularity, they began to collaborate with other popular MCs and DJs to form multiple crews, which are now seen as the foundation for the ever-changing sound of grime. We interviewed Marcus, a local grime video director and channel owner of M45 TV, for his opinions on the grime genre.
My name's Marcus Gillard. anything could be grime. It's not just 140 BPM music. It's kind of a culture, and it's like the way hip hop has a culture, and it's like it's not just people say hip hop's broken down into four things like whatever, breakdancing, DJing, and all them sort of things. Grime's got a similar. It's a culture. It's not just the music. It's definitely a culture.
The thing that makes grime for me, it's your life. It's definitely your life, innit? Like grime is not obviously it's a tempo. People will say grime's 140, but grime's not 140. Innit? You could be in a grime mood, but on a hip hop tune, you get me? Like grime's like a moment in it. Like I feel like I can listen to a rap beat and think, yo, what a right rap bar. But I'm a grime MC, do you know what I mean? So I'm not a rapper, I'm a grime MC, but still what I put. But that, so.
Wiley, as an artist, represented and created the original grime sound, also naming it Esky Beat and Subflow. Wiley was well known for MCing in the earlier jungle and garage scene, in which he had left a lasting impact with his production of a new garage S beat, which he later branded Esky Beat. The success of Esky Beat allowed Wiley to grow in the underground scene. Through pirate radio shows and clashes, he took part in alongside crews such as Roll Deep, Meridian Dan, and upcoming artists such as Dizzy Rascal.
People who influenced me from grime scene, to be honest, if I'm really honest, it all came from the reason why we do grime and we are interested in grime is because it all came from people around us just being musically involved, and then So really, the people who influence me is my mates and the people who are doing it around me. Like, and then obviously you have the standard people, the Wileys and the Kanos and all them sort of guys. But mainly, it's just the core people around me, I think, that influence me.
I first decided to become a grime artist, mainly what I was in like year 8 at school. I just getting into like rap, hip hop music, and I heard this girl actually. She was spitting bars. We were in the library. I remember she was spitting bars next to me, and I was like, "Hold on, what is this? Like, this is a new flow, and this is something new that like I was kind of like I wanted to get into that as an artist myself." So, you know, I just went home, I listened to a bunch of grime tracks, and I felt kind of the emotion of what other artists were feeling, so that's how I got into it, really.
The first grime track I probably ever heard was probably that, like a Shifty and Slayer tune.
After we Shifter.
It's like different to run it, but they don't. It's like different to run it, but they ain't. I've been away, took a break, now I'm back from a crowd, cause it's mine and I deserve my place.
So the first grime tracks I listened to, probably, I started from the beginning, so kind of listening to Rough Squad, listening to a lot of Wiley as well. Just What Do You Call It is a tune, like just remember playing that all the time. Dizzy Rascal bought like all of his albums when I started, kind of, because it's inspiring to listen to artists that are, you know, they're top of their game and they're top of the grime scene as well. Yeah, also Chipmunk, funnily enough, like I was listening to some of his early stuff as well. That's what kind of inspired me to become the artist that I am. My biggest influence in the grime scene from start to finish was Skepta. He's just always like innovated new ideas into the grime scene and how to actually progress it into, you know, around the world, and how to influence people who never thought they'd listen to grime. And now they do. So, you know, for me, I think Skepta is that real pioneer for creating grime as a worldwide kind of universal language of music.
I just want us to be remembered for the guys that just gave the streets a sound, like in London.
People like Skepta, look how sick Skepta is at grime, innit? Like, with Drake and doing whatever, and he's still just shower, man, like shower.
In early 2010, after the peak of grime's popularity affecting the mainstream, with artists such as Dizzy Rascal releasing his chart-topping album, Boy in the Corner, the genre appeared to fade back into the underground scene under the growing popularity of dubstep, which took centre stage in the changing club scene. Fumes, a local Manchester grime artist, gave us his take on the origins of the grime scene.
I was broke when I did grime, innit? Like I've put more energy into grime when I was broke, when I had nothing, But saying that, you could live in a mansion and still have the sickest flow, you get me? Like, you could live in a mansion and have everything given to you, but still like grime, innit? But grime's definitely changed nowadays, innit? Grime was lower class, innit? Grime was that hoods up, like, bam, everyone going in now. Like you said, you can see whoever spitting, you can be from wherever, Cambridge, wherever, you get me? Like, you can, like, anyone can do grime, innit? Yeah, so.
I wouldn't say grime necessarily represents the lower class, but it represents a certain type of people who wanna bring out their voice, and grime music is a platform where people who didn't necessarily have anyone to, you know, express their feelings to, now they've got beats and they've got instrumentals to actually spit their own feelings onto and express the reality of everyday life and, you know, the struggles that they go through. So yeah, I mean, it's not linked to just one type of people. I'd say it's, you know, now it's going round to whoever's got something to say. Grime is the place, and grime is the platform for where they can say what they want to say.
Yo, what, like, what? Say that again. I know that bar, but say that again. What? I know that tune. Play that again. Deep end. Might have to check up on a weekend bits. Already played that again. Lost their dough. Gotta make that again. Stressed out. Weed smoke. Promise myself I won't blaze that again. Cause I'm sick of doing that same chick saying. Monday to Friday. Grafting Friday to Sunday. Wave. K-Jack K. F-U-M from way back way. Alright, forever, you ain't that great. Friends say they back you and they don't help you. How can you say that you ain't that me? Rather have none than they make that stay. Cause I'm doing nothing but up in the levels and the games now. Doing nothing but up in the left. still. F-U-M, yeah, E to the Z, E to the Z, and I'm still red still, yeah, still drink too much, yeah, still bet, still fumes. I am the one like Neo, I am the one like Neo. Now I ain't fucking with the blue or the red drug, girls. Watch, try messing with my head still. Won't get me the whip, but the Z will. If I'm on a mission, your position, it can get filled. Keep it real to the day that I get killed. Still being fumes and I still got bars like the Fed still. What, still snake to detect still. What, like nights, not respect still. What, like give him an inch and he try and take a mile, but you might get skied anyone in my section. Man worked on it, so I left him. Doing nothing but up in the levels and the games now, doing nothing but head in the right direction. Threw myself in the deep end like wells and wrecked him. Ex-girlfriend still trying to get me vexed, some few girls there, so I might just text him. So when I decided to become a grime artist, like, it was from young, really, definitely like 11, 12, like, it was garage that done it. My mum used to listen to like Craig David.
Like a hit of MDMA, tried to make you feel dizzy, then tells you man that you
I want to know that tune, like I want to spit to that tune, and then before I know it, I made Fumes, then Fumes come up about 12, like start of high school, year 7, and then just from there, I just kept writing, like everyone starts somewhere, do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like, yo, I'm going to become a grime artist, like I am, that's what I'm going to be. I just kept barring and just kept barring and barring and barring, and that's when it was, really, yeah.
So the most important moment in the history of grime for me was, I think when everything was beginning and the battle vibe was coming in. I think Lord of the Mics was definitely a step forward, because it created a community where people could actually step forward and give their best, their best bars to other MCs who are just like them, who they can like, word gets around if you're good, so therefore it created a community for people to do that, to say, oh yeah, listen to when Devilman like spat that against Skepta, or when Jammer was saying this, and that type of vibe where people can actually, it creates a word of mouth, and I think that was important. The more current moment in the history of grime, 2015, is just what Skepta's been doing overseas, man. Like in America, going around New York, going around like all over the US. He's just been doing things well, so he can publicise what he's doing to the rest of the world, and I feel like that was definitely a big important step for grime music, because it's taking it worldwide now, and it's not just within the UK, it's not just within London, it's not just within Manchester, it's worldwide.
Future of grime is everybody. Grime is a thing for everybody. Everyone just has to put the work in. It's not down to one guy. One guy just does it. If everyone just thinks, yeah, let's just leave it to this guy or that guy or whatever, then it's never going to go anywhere. It needs to be a collective thing where everybody pushes it. It's like you don't just see it like, it's the reference to hip hop again, like, well, you don't just see one guy in hip hop like, oh yeah, I'm the future of grime, I'm the future of hip hop. It's like people do it together. It's got to be a collective thing. It can't just be one guy. There's no one person who's the future. Definitely not.
So whether they want it enough, innit? Like, so whether he's sick and he wants it enough, it's on the person, innit? Like,
From the year 2012 until the present, grime is in full flow of making its comeback. With the fall of dubstep from the mainstream, this has allowed major artists such as Pioneer Wiley and Dizzy Rascal to begin to stage a revival of the underground scene. Many of the artists who left grime during its decline have returned bigger and better than before, laying the foundation for the new and upcoming artists. With the growing recognition of the new grime scene, shows such as Lord of the Mics further supports the comeback by publicising the grime scene through radio and social media. Skepta making headway with his tracks That's Not Me and It Ain't Safe being received well by the US public. Grime is a much younger form of its American hip-hop cousin and is considered to be a more accurate representation of real life, created by forerunners such as Wiley, Kano and Dizzy Rascal to give a voice to the kids who otherwise would not be heard. The grime genre continues to grow. Some may consider it a trend, but for those artists, it remains a way of life.